welcome to day 11 of the 28-day photo challenge. Today is landscape photography. Now this, you generally want a very wide angle lens, so that way you can kind of capture the vast width of the landscape that you're actually shooting, usually with either nothing in it, so that way you're just getting on the horizontal lines of the horizon and anything else in it, or possibly having a single subject in the photo to distinguish how wide the landscape actually is.
Landscape photography. There's only two things that you really want to take into consideration. One is the top of your frame. You mostly want to have negative space. So by using rule of thirds, then you can pretty much make at least through the center of the frame most of the horizon, and then nothing else as negative space. And then next, you just want to make sure your horizon's completely straight. So if I take a picture right now, that doesn't look very good. But if I kind of remove these trees from the view, just try and get that one perfectly centered with it, without taking in those trees on the other side, and then using rule of thirds to move that bottom line kind of with the horizon to make sure that it's perfectly straight, now we get a pretty cool photo. Now we can even go one step further and try and get a low angle so we have some things in the way to make some bokeh, while still getting that tree as the main subject that we want to have in the picture. Again, making sure that the horizon is pretty much perfectly straight, make sure that the tree is still our focal point, and then just take the picture. And realistically, that's pretty much it. You're just capturing landscape. You can see it everywhere. The main thing that you want to take into consideration is just the negative space at the top. You want to express how vast it is, how big the area is, by showing how much negative space can be achieved in the photo while still capturing the photo itself. Because there's so much negative space at the top, but in the finite area at the bottom of the picture, there's still so much detail that you're still able to take in like a lot of what's actually going on while still providing basically nothing in the majority of the photo. Now another thing we could do right here, again, landscape photography. We're going to use this tree right here as kind of an accent point to look through down the path. Again, making sure that the horizon, pretty much the bottom of the frame. There we are. So the biggest thing to take back from this is that you want to have the majority of what you're actually looking at, like the landscape itself, to be the bottom of the photo. A great example of this is the Windows XP wallpaper, Bliss. It follows landscape being at least half or 2/3 of negative space, because most of it is just a clear blue sky, and the bottom portion of the picture is the landscape itself that you're trying to isolate. The basic thing here is you try and make half the picture what you're looking at and half of it nothing. Now you can always break the rules, nothing's set in stone, but that's essentially the guide of where you want to start. So hopefully you found something useful here. Like the video if you liked it, subscribe if you haven't, that's cool, or don't do any of it. I'm not telling you what to do.